Hello, it's me again, TFR Wilderness, with the second KTRT review of this month. And I've actually filmed these back to back because I've only just finished filming the Tyracles review, so I'm going to go straight into the review of my next red Tyrannosaur bot figure that I've got. Now, I'm decided to do this one as one of those YouTube premiere videos, so if you're watching this, it's the premiere. So I'll set this one for a premiere to see how it goes, to see if it improves the viewing figures on my KTRT reviews or not, because if people know when the video's coming out, perhaps they'll be more inclined to tune in and watch it. So I might actually be watching it along with you in the comments section. So I don't know. I don't know what will happen. I probably will be. Anyway, so KTRT review time again, and another red Tyrannosaur figure. And like I said, last couple of months I've been doing these theme things with my KTRTs where I've had a common theme, even though that didn't really work last month. This month I decided red Tyrannosaur bots, and obviously, yeah, I got Tyracles. Now this guy is a figure from a show or a toy line that I've not touched before, and it's called Dino Core. Now Dino Core has been going for quite a while. I'm a fan of the series, don't get me wrong. I like watching the series. They haven't done an English dub or subtitles on it. It's all in Korean. It's a kind of a silly series. The main kid, he's pretty silly and wacky in some of the things that he does. But I don't want to go into the plot too much. You have to watch it and see it. Anyway, it's on to its 5th season now. But this is going back to the 4th season. You had the first 3 seasons, and the bots they had in there, they were kind of like Super Sentai. They were more akin to combiners. They weren't actually proper Transformers. They had these little dino car things that used to drive around, and they would form like the chest and the shoulders of the bot, and then you'd have these other dinosaur bots which would appear and form legs and arm pieces. And it was very much parts formery figure. They were big and impressive, but not my cup of tea really, because they're not proper Transformers. But fast forward to season 4, where they the main heroes get zapped to the alien planet, and things change. You know, the old Dino Core figures have gone, and now one of the main characters, Tyranno, has been transformed into an evolution Mega D fighter Tyranno, and he's now a proper transforming figure. He has like a big robotic Tyrannosaur mode that transformed into a big chunky, fighter robot. Now, here's the box, and as you can see, typical Korean box. It's very, very colourful, lots of flashy hangle on the front, picture on the side, and there's the main character from the show. What's his bloody name? Rex? Is it Rex? But he's pretty wacky and silly, and but it's a fun show to watch. I mean, I've been watching all the seasons. I'm currently watching season 5, which is airing on a weekly basis, and there's new toys that have been introduced for season 5. But again, they're sort of going back to the whole parts forming combiner gimmick thing, and it's like no. This is the only figure I'm going to buy from the line, and obviously more pictures of the product. And there's the dinosaur mode. It's a big chunky box. These are made by Gaia, and the people who do the show is called Tuba, and they're famous for them little CGI animated slug things. So if you probably watch those. And here he is. Here's Dino Core Season 4 Evolution Mega D Fighter Tyranno. That's it. So this is Tyranno in his dinosaur mode, and blimey, this thing's heavy. It's really, really chunky. It's big, it's super solid, and it's a hell of a figure, hell of a toy. Unfortunately, the dinosaur mode is a little bit compromised in my opinion. I mean, look at this. Look how long the tail is in proportion to the rest of the body. To me, the legs, they look a little bit too far forward. They should be a bit further back. I mean, you can sort of mistransform it. You can sort of pull these things out. like that, and you can bring the legs back a little bit more, and it doesn't look too bad. But then you have this big, massive, gaping hole underneath where the shoulders used to go. So let's just go back to that, shall we? So there he is, back in his Dino mode. Now, obviously, he's got this big. This is basically the legs of the robot mode hanging off the back. He has got these extended heel spurs to counteract that. And on a flat surface, he stands up okay. We put him on a soft surface, and he just falls over backwards. Articulation. There's not really a lot in this mode. He can open his mouth. He can sort of move his neck up and down a little bit, but that's all the articulation there. You've got a little bit of movement on these little fastidial forelimbs. There is a joint there. There's a little bit of knee movement, but because of the balance of this thing and the position of the legs and everything, there's not a lot you can actually do with him in dinosaur mode. The aesthetic's nice, but the aesthetic of the toy compared to the CGI model, again, because of the compromise of the engineering of the toy, the actual, in the show, the tail is like these bits are on the top, whereas on the toy version they're on the sides. So they've a few compromises have been made to make the toy work over the CGI model. And in the show, when the transformation happens, it's really snappy. The way that they do the transformation, they show all the individual limbs sort of jerking round as they transform, and it looks really cool. And I thought, well, if the transformation's anything like that, then this is going to be a good toy. The transformation's okay, it's not too bad. I think I've said about all I'm going to say about the dinosaur mode. It's okay. It's a big stylish robotic T-Rex. It's bright, it's colourful, it's very heavy, it's big, it's chunky, and it's got some really odd proportions. Very large tail, legs too far forward, blah blah blah. So yeah, so transformation is like I said, it's quite chunky on this thing, quite so. As I showed you earlier, you can sort of split the legs and pull them out to the side, and then sort of fold them up. You then get these, and then fold them back. Push the dino head forwards. Split the legs. You've got these little buttons here. Pull the legs out. Bring the feet up, and then onto the arms. So you fold them in, fold them up, fold them back, fold them in. Then you spin the arms round, rotate the fists, and then finally you bring up the head. And there we go. There is Tyranno in his robot mode, and wow, it's big, it's chunky, it's really heavy. I mean, this thing is super butch and chunky. I love the chunk of it. It's a really cool figure. Again, the aesthetic's pretty cool. I like the aesthetic, and the fact that it actually transforms from one mode to the other is the reason why I went for it. They have got to Tree, the Triceratops, the blue Triceratops figure, which also transformed. Out of the two, I preferred the look of this one, so I decided to go for this one over Tree. I'm probably not going to bother getting Tree. I'm reasonably happy with this. It's pretty cool looking bot, and actually for a KTRT, it's decently articulated as well. I mean, okay, yeah, it hasn't got a movable head, which is a shame. However, shoulders, very loud ratchet, goes all the way around. The arms on a very tight ratchet go out to there. It has got bicep swivels. He's got elbows that more or less go to 90 degrees, though they don't actually go straight. They're slightly angled, so they don't go straight. They do go to 90 degrees. He has got wrist swivels, which is unusual on a KTRT. I can't think of another KTRT that's actually got wrist swivels. He's also got a waist joint. It's ratcheted at 45 degrees, so but very, very clicky. You've got the skirts at front and back, which come up and down. Hips, now, they only go out that far. His spread only goes out that far, which is a little disappointing. I would have liked to have it to the legs to have spread a little bit further than that, but there's a restriction in the ball joint, in the universal joint at the top, but they are ratcheted. Soft ratchet forwards, soft ratchet back, so you've got all the motion there. Hasn't got any thigh swivels, which is unusual. I was kind of hoping he had thigh swivels. He's got these big chunky thighs. There's plenty of room for a thigh swivel, and he's got bicep swivel. They could have given him thigh swivels. And obviously, then you've got a little bit of a toe bend forwards as part of the transformation. No ankle tilts, but he has got, you know, the usual thing where the ankles are cut at an angle, so you can get a neutral A stance on it. So he's not too bad articulation-wise. Loads of loud ratchets, as you can hear. It's the build quality on this thing that's absolutely amazing. I mean, the weight and the chunk of it. I mean, I don't know whether you can see, but you see how thick the plastic is on this, and it doesn't budge. It hardly bends at all, and it's that usual high quality Korean plastic that's really hard and durable, you know, scratch resistant and all that. It's bright and shiny. It's got all that going on. Yeah, so the robot mode is busting, basically. It's amazing. It's just a shame, you know, there's a few little things that let it down, a few little nitpicks. I wish it had thigh swivels. I wish it had a ball jointed head. I wish the proportions in the dinosaur mode were a little bit more CGI accurate. You know, the legs were a little bit further back. The tail was reconfigured slightly differently. Again, these are minor gripes, but overall, this thing is an amazing figure. It's fantastic. It's super solid, really well made. It's a brilliant figure. Let's do a quick size comparison with Combiner Wars Megs, and as you can see, he's a lot bigger than Combiner Wars Megs. He's taller and he's a hell of a wider. So yeah, I've been meaning to weigh this guy because he's really heavy. Weighing him in comparison with other heavy bots. Yeah, so fantastic. He's a great bot. Obviously, you know, that opens as well. Did I mention that opened in the dinosaur mode? But yeah, he's easy to work with. He's big. He's solid. He makes lots of clicky noises. He's a great figure. He's really good, and that has been my review today, my premiere review of my one and only Dino Core purchase, Dino Core Season 4 Evolution Mega D Fighter Tyranno. He's awesome. He's really good. Not perfect, but pretty damn good. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this review. I'll catch you all next time. I've been TFR Wilderness. Goodbye.